Okay, sorry guys. We did have the initial rollout, and it looks like ZABOOMACREW. There we go. Did get pushed back from the midpoint. Not too many deaths, so they are able to get back to the final point without too much problem.
Yeah, ZABOOMACREW did lose 3 people on the mid-fight, and were able to hold the other 3 alive until second was capped when they lost a 4th. But they are Indus We Trust is Ubering in, is able to take this last point, which looks like pretty easily. Wait, no, I speak too soon.
The Uber goes in. Lunaside gets a really nice long-distance rocket that pops the scout. He's still in there fighting for it.
And Indus We Trust is looking to take this midpoint, and does not look like they are able to secure it, and they were going to have to hold back at the midpoint, as ZABOOMACREW is probably going to be able to take this second pretty easily.
I'm surprised Endus didn't get out of there. He was actually fighting for it, and as a medic, you're not going to do a 4-kill.
I think he realized that he probably wasn't going to live, and just decided to go ahead and sacrifice himself just so he could get a quicker spawn. But we do have Klepto trying to do some damage, and did successfully by himself defend the second point.
And we hope some of the issues with the frame rate have alleviated for the people watching at home. But we have Bill Lester going in here, peeking through a door, seeing what he can get as far as chip damage in. Here's that Bill Lester going in, not really being the typical pocket, getting a nice frag on the Demo Man, but I think he got Endus killed. Yeah, Endus wanted to go heal him, and
but fortunately, Indus We Trust was able to wipe the enemy team with Indus as their only loss here.
Yeah, and like 3 people in red onto that point. Just nice DM there, lots of survival.
And as we approach the second mid, you should be able to watch this time as both soldiers on both teams are going to be doing really aggressive jumps into the other team's area.
Hell, Avast is actually being really aggressive as the demo, jumping himself onto that midpoint there, getting a little bit of chip damage in.
It looks like ZABOOMACREW may have learned their lesson last time after they lost the mid-fight and weren't playing as aggressive this time around. And it seems to be paying off for them as a lot of damage is going out to the Indus team.
Hilarious line of sighting there by the Demo Man on ZABOOMACREW. Really funny looking, just to see that posted between him and that scout.
It does look like Zabooma did lose too many people, though, and had to give up the middle point. But it looks like they are going to try and contest into second as they push in and force out the pocket demo for Indus We Trust.
We have the pop here, double pop going in right now. Let's see how this turns out.
Bill was able to jump away and bomb in and get a double kill before being taken down. This may turn the fight in Indus' favor.
Oh, air pipe on Schlaner as he's bouncing off to the ground there, trying to get that second shot on the medic.
And Zabooma is backing off towards their last point, which gives Indus another avenue to attack from. However, it doesn't look like they are trying to take the second point. Which is a very curious move. I'm not sure they realized that Indus or Zabooma had backed all the way out.
And so here we have Tateo actually going underground, looking for a bit of a flank. He gets recon there by, I think that was Lunaside.
It's a really risky maneuver, but if you can pull it off, and can pull it off really well, you can easily get a single or a double kill, perhaps on a medic or a demo. Those are key picks for trying to push into second.
And I'm feeling Mumbo right now. I'm feeling that there's going to be some Mumbo going huge here. Let's see if he could do it. He's got that holiday scattergun out, and now he's building. Oh, Mumbo, you disappoint me!
Mumbo is the passive scout for this team, so you're not going to see him playing too aggressive unless the situation really calls for it. What I'm really surprised about is the Indus crew playing really far back in this mid-fight. It's almost as if they're afraid that Zaboom is going to push into them while they're still trying to build that Uber.
Endus himself is actually quite forward up there with the soldier, but I don't know, it's just, I guess they're just wondering that something's going to come up behind them or something, but like, there's no aggression out of ZABOOMACREW right now. They're just hanging around the point, you know, jumping around.
I'm almost wondering if they thought Takeo was going for an off-class, maybe as a spy or a sniper.
Lunaside.
You see a little bit of peeking on both sides, trying to get a little bit of damage, maybe a pick.
Yeah, Lunaside.
It doesn't look like anything is happening.
Lunaside looking for those traps, not wanting to get popped, and I don't know, just a few rockets in here and there. Both teams looking for the other to make a mistake.
Lunaside is playing pretty aggressive over there on the flank, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, and this is actually going to cause a
Bill
desync.
and Indust has bombed in with our Uber, and they were not able to get the pop off on Zabooma in time and have to back out from this fight.
Yeah, that was actually
They're losing
not all that
way
great.
too many numbers.
That was not all that great a pop-in, and definitely lost 2 people because of it.
And KL, Klepto, was able to get a blind dead off and kill Avast, the enemy demo. And here's Zabooma come into the mid-fight, trying to look for a bunch of kills and try to take this point.
Takeo trying to make a play. Oh, jeez, those pipes. Takeo
KL is a very, very good demo, and this was almost a wipe. Perry, their med, does get out with 20% Uber left. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Those scouts are just like, we countered Dibbleman. We're going to get him, Black.
If Indust is able to count Uber correctly, they will blow right through that second point and come in with an Uber and take this take this last before Zabooma is able to get their Uber up.
And here's the silly Billy Uber going in, just massacring the demo.
You do see a Pyro and a Heavy in this fight. Luna is a Heavy. And Miss K did go Pyro, but this Heavy just seems to be tearing everyone apart as a full wipe happens and Indust We Trust gets the second point of the round.
Indeed, the only loss there being the Heavy.
I am seeing some reports of server lag from Indust We Trust. So I would not be surprised if we saw a pause here coming up.
Avast has just a really, really fast rollout here. He's actually really fast in the middle, way ahead of his team. That may not be a good thing.
Yeah, it's not always a good thing, because then you're left dealing with the scouts of the enemy team.
I think that the ZABOOMACREW aren't like revolving around their medic enough. Like Takeo's taking a ton of damage, the Demo's taking a ton of damage. Nobody's really there, and Perry the only person that's alive right now.
It is a really volatile mid-fight, but surprisingly, Indust We Trust was able to kill almost everybody except for Perry the medic for Zabooma.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much of a surprise as it was just that they were so spread out and the medic was not in the center of them all, and there was, you know, not enough healing going out on the group.
And it looked like early on that Zabooma would have that mid and finally be able to push into second and try and make something happen.
Well, here we go with the Indust and the silly Billy. Oh, Bill getting blasted right back. I believe there's a Pyro in there. Yes, there is.
Yeah, Takeo switched to Pyro. He is very lethal with those reflects. And we do also have Miss K, who has switched to Heavy.
And indeed, the reflects are going out there. The spam is being sent right back in their general direction.
We did have someone jump lower. I believe that is Lunacide, who is trying to look to make something happen behind the point. Unfortunately, he was spotted by Case and taken out pretty quick. I would not be surprised to see him come up as Heavy when they're pushing into this last.
That is something that Lunacide does try to do, and that's probably why he just sort of suicided there. I think if I was to force the issue, I would try to attack when they have that one man down, but in fact, Lunacide is coming back as a sniper.
That is not a bad choice. If you're able to pick that Pyro or that Heavy, it'll make it a lot easier to push into this last.
For sure, or even just taking Schleiner out so that there's one less combat. Really, there's nothing you can't pick that isn't of some strategic value.
He is over in what's called Riverside because that area used to be flooded completely with water, and he is looking over towards the medic and Heavy classes are standing, trying to get a pick on that Pyro.
He had so many.
It doesn't look like it's happening though.
He had so many good attempts at a pick there. Nobody knew he was there, and he just waited too long.
Looks like he might go for a more aggressive position to try and get this pick. This is why a lot of people hate Gully Watch, because this last is very difficult to push in with the right classes.
And there it is, right on the Demo Man.
Avast the Demo Man. You should see an Uber pop in by both teams.
Silly Billy on the point.
Going on. Billy is going underneath to try and tackle this last point.
And Mumbo is just distracting from the front.
Yeah, they're distracting over on the Riverside. Bill does manage to get some time on the point, and that allows Klepto to just go in and murder a whole bunch of people with the sticks.
That was seriously good teamwork right there. Mumbo was jumping around with about 5 people just trying to shoot him. He was not even like trying to kill anything. He was just evading, and Silly Billy came up from underneath and just got most of the point capture right there.
And that is 3 points, which means the halftime in ESEA. Now we have to wait for both teams to ready back up and switch sides.
And we'll just show off the scores here. The frags are just completely lopsided right now. Almost the entirety of ZABOOMACREW is unable to hit double digits.
I'm actually really surprised by this. I thought that Zabooma would get at least a single point, but I don't think they've captured anything yet.
Yeah, and they're not really winning their fights at all.
To be fair, I'm not too surprised. Mumbo's team is favored to win Open, and they have had a really rough schedule to start off the season, and they did manage to go 4-0. Versus Zabooma, who is a very good team, and I would call them a high Open team. But I think that their first 4 matches were pretty easy in retrospect, and their 5th match, which was a win, was also a forfeit win.
Yeah,
to a dead team.
I don't think that the difference in scores are necessarily reflecting the DM of the two teams. I think that ZABOOMACREW's strategy is somewhat flawed in how they're taking this.
They are pushing out a lot of damage. It just doesn't seem like they're capitalizing on it or cleaning up on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like a desync. It seems like they're all fighting their like single battles. You know, Takeo is trying to get like a big play, or but the medic is just not in the center of all this. There's no buffs going out. The people are running around with red health trying to make miracles happen, and it's just not working out for ZABOOMACREW.
They are a team that relies heavily on their DM, and while it is great, it just cannot pull you too far against a team as coordinated as set up as Mumbo's.
Exactly.
Looks like we do have the start of the second half coming up here.
So we will watch the Klepto roll out here and see how fast he goes in relation to his team. Like I had pointed out earlier, Vast is very, very sort of out in front of his team. Klepto, as you can see, he's right with his team at the exact same time.
Yeah, he did not opt to go for the fast choke rollout, which lets you push out a bunch of damage and stay a little bit safer. He goes completely through the choke point with his medic and just bombs in some stickies from underneath. And it looks like it's a winning strategy as they do wipe? Yeah, they do wipe ZABOOMACREW, which is going to be a free mid and a free second point for them.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the positioning of that fight, it was almost like a cluster of Industry Trust versus a fan out of ZABOOMACREW. Like, like a 45-degree fan fighting just a clot of people. And you can see how that's working out for them.
Avast does manage to get a key pick on Darkscar, who is the aggressive scout for Industry Trust as this last fight progresses, as both Ubers have gone off.
Mumbo almost getting a triple kill there.
Uber has gone off. There's a lot of damage coming out. Lunaside is cleaning up his heavy once again, and Klepto does manage to pick up the last 2 kills to make this a 4-0 game.
Indeed. Well, that was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. There's one more round in 5 CP, isn't there?
That's correct. It is to 5 points. We could see ZABOOMACREW come back with a 5 victory in a row. I do not see that happening. I do believe this is going to be 5-0, which contradicts my 5-1 prediction from earlier.
Oh, Schleiner getting a very nice air shot there, but then just getting nailed by that freaking sticky.
And Lunaside does manage to get out after getting air shot, grab the health pack, and get back into this fight.
Perry out there fighting with the Demoman versus Lunaside, and down goes the Demo. Darkstar getting a bit of a meat shot there. Perry doing very well, though, getting himself out of there, preserving most of that Uber charge.
Yeah, he will have a full Uber by the time that Indust team does come in to push this last. It should be another Uber on Uber fight. And you do already see the off-classing coming in as Takeo goes heavy. And Miss K does switch to Pyro.
So we're going to have to see. Here comes the Uber right now. They're giving no time to waste. Takeo was not spun up. That was very odd. He was too busy running away. He could actually gotten a kill on Billy there.
And both Ubers are popped, but I do not see Indust coming in, which could be disastrous for this team. They've lost 3 people, and it does mean that ZABOOMACREW should be able to take the second point off of this if they have enough confidence in their own DM.
Yeah, definitely. They need to get out there and take that. There's no going back. There's no choice. There's literally no choice.
They are delaying way too much, though, and haven't even approached the second point.
They've got Takeo defending that. They need to get on that point. We have Schleiner fighting a solo battle. Like, this is what I'm saying. Where's the teamwork? Schleiner's trying to carry this all by himself. Down Schleiner goes. The medic and the demo the medic and whoever he's pocketing there are just hanging out inside. They're not making any decisive moves. They have to make a decision and go with it.
Well, Case, Avast, and Miss K are finally coming out of their shells to take this second point. It might be a little bit too late, We'll see if Indus does try and push back in, but I do believe that is the first point that ZABOOMACREW has captured all night.
So that we're still playing two heavies. I'm not agreeing with how Lunaside's playing his. It's like if he could actually be taking out that medic right now if he was placed in a position where he could actually surprise them. But instead he's opting...
He's placed really well. What he's trying to do with that high ground is deny any jumpers they're going to try and bomb in to kill that demo or medic. And you do see ZABOOMACREW's Uber pop trying to get a couple picks in here as they take this middle point.
But Endust running away with his full Uber charge is going to be absolutely nothing gained on that.
Well, it was a risky maneuver since a lot of people from Indus were low on health, and you're just now seeing them get back up to full and start getting some buffs.
But we do, like, heavies do make good anti-jumpers, but they are also really, really good at actually killing when they're not expected to be in places where they aren't supposed to be.
At this level of play, you can't really push a heavy that far forward on this map. It'll just get destroyed from all angles. What I'm really surprised to see is with Zabooma having a full Uber, they were playing really far back and trying to just... I'm not even sure. They let Indus capture this middle point when they had to blow their own Uber and weren't even trying to defend.
Yeah, that was really odd. I'm actually not really registering what I'm seeing here. Basically, Schleiner's on that middle point. There's a back cap trying to go on. Better get on that middle point, Schleiner. Oh, look at this!
Trying to block this capture. He does manage to get the medic.
Oh,
he is holding this, and oh my gosh, I cannot believe that they got that capture off.
This could be over right now if they can get someone on that final point, but Mumbo cannot get out of the bunch of people there. Lunaside jumping around like a little bunny takes out a case.
And they are trying to defend this second point from ZABOOMACREW's push. It's a risky maneuver for ZABOOMACREW. They should really be falling way back to the last point, gathering up an Uber, and trying to hold this. But both teams are pretty even on Uber with 0. Actually, it looks like ZABOOMACREW might have about a 20% advantage. Lunaside does go in for the bomb and is unable to finish off that med.
Miss K just denying Bill's jump in with 2 double meat shots in the air, taking out Darkstar along with Takeo as well. So this is, right now, they need to get out there and take that. Yeah, this time they're not...
Yeah, that is 3 down. That should have been a push. They should have been out there a long time ago. But the back cap does happen.
Oh, no!
I do believe that is the game as Mumbo does back cap.
And Mumbo is known for that.
By surprised.
Mumbo is known for that. Even when I played a couple of scrims with Mumbo, he did that. That's always a Mumbo thing to do.
That is absolutely something that ZABOOMACREW should be looking at. They should have pushed through every single flank and cleared every single area to make sure that a back cap on the last round does not happen.
Yeah, and that's where you would have your heavy position just to block that and keep the Mumbos from taking points.
I do believe he just walked onto that point, uncontested.
Oh, Mumbo, you're such a troll. But yes, that was a good match. We were looking forward to this match for quite a while because we both know both the teams. We're all sort of like a group of friends here, and this was the big showdown between the two groups.
I do think that Mumbo is going to come in here so we can give him a little post-game interview, get his thoughts on the match, and talk about that last back cap that did win it for his team.
Well, I'm just looking at his marvelous Flies hat right now. You ever play like those Legend of Zelda games like Majora's Mask?
I did, yeah. I've played all the Zelda games.
Well, you remember Tingle from that game? That's exactly what Mumbo looks like when he wears that hat. You know that...
That's a good point. I've never thought about that.
So take a look at Mumbo right now. He's totally Tingle.
I've actually crashed out of the game. As I'm one to do, apparently.
Well, if you just look at the stream real quick, I've got a good close-up on Mumbo.
Right, he does look like Tingle.
So we're basically never going to let him live that down.
Indust has joined us. Welcome, Indust. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks. My teammates are coming in pretty soon.
Cool.
Awesome. So you guys
What's up?
You guys are looking pretty good. Mumbo doing that thing that you always do, rushing onto that final point with nobody on it.
I was getting focused so hard in those fights. I did pretty much nothing the entire game.
That was actually really valuable because at one point Bill was running underneath there in the river, and you were just dancing around with 5 people all shooting at you, and Bill managed to get like 75% capture just because you were bouncing around and getting shot at.
Yeah, I do think KO was able to clean up about 3 kills after Bill did rush that point.
Yeah, KO went pretty huge that game.
He did.
Indeed, KO was getting just these crazy, like Schleiner would roll out from the one side, and you'd just see this sticky come flying up over the point and then land right on Schleiner's head and do 80 damage to him.
Yeah, he went 20 and 5.
That's a pretty good ratio from a demo.
Indeed. And then there were scouts just trying to assault KO who were getting piped right in the face.
So it looks like you guys pretty handily killed everybody in that mid-fight. Did you have a specific strategy going into this as to how to deal with Schleiner's pretty aggressive team?
Not really, just play like we usually do. We were honestly expecting a tougher fight, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, we were having a lot of problems in our scrims this week, and then things just kind of came together for the match.
Like they usually do.
Definitely, we were comparing sort of Schleiner's play to Silly Billy's play, which they're very similar type soldiers. Sorry, that's what that's what I always call them. I just can't stop calling them that now.
To be honest, I didn't expect anything more from that team, and I knew we would beat them 5-0.
Listen
but
to
nobody
this.
listens to me,
Wow.
so...
Listen to this.
Okay, last night, after I left scrims, I told Indes, there's no need to worry, we will kill them, and... I'm sorry.
Well, Silly Billy,
just how I feel.
the master of modesty here, giving it like like how he thinks it is, and yeah.
And after being serenaded in pregame, you can't help but swoon.
But indeed, guys, you had a really great game. It was a lot of fun to cast. What do you guys think that's going to be happening for you in the future of ECA?
Winning open. That's the goal.
I think you guys have a pretty good chance at it.
And if you win open, I guess that means you get moved to IM. Is that not correct?
Yep.
Is that all
Bumbo.
8 teams that get moved to IM, right?
I think if you win a playoff match,
Yeah, it's
you
whoever
can
wins a
move up to
playoff
IM.
match.
No.
Well, I guess that would be 8 teams.
12.
Well, last season,
16 teams should get in playoffs.
last season you guys were knocked out of the playoffs by the Power Rangers team. Tell us what you're going to do to them this season.
Well,
Well,
they're
in
an
IM.
We just beat them in scrims because we don't get to play them in the league, so...
Oh, they actually moved up in league, huh?
Yeah.
And you guys have another tough match coming up against Scared Hitless, who are 0-4-0.
It's gonna be, interesting.
Should be a bloodbath.
Easy.
Did you guys get my sniper play on last?
We did indeed.
You actually
I-
missed a couple of shots on the pyro.
I never play sniper ever. I'm so surprised I got those.
Well, we were so
Yeah.
surprised in that, like, you went to the side at one point and you had 2 awesome pick opportunities, but you decided to hold the shot. They took a look up there, saw you, and then started spamming at you. You went around to the side there, and then all of a sudden you just popped a demo out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would have rather gotten, like, the demo or the med. I didn't really want to just
did
get a
get the
pick on a
demo.
pyro.
But you got the demo.
Yeah, I feel like if we pick the pyro and then, like, the rest of my team, I know you guys would have gone in, and I don't think that would have gone too well.
Well, the
I
shots...
believe it was Takeo on pyro, and he is insanely good at reflex.
Yeah, like, Anthel was calling either the heavy or the pyro to be the pick of the choice.
So, interesting news. We play Basics team on Metalworks. That'll be a good match to cast.
I also play Feces and Friends on Metalworks.
That's interesting. Never actually seen that map.
It's interesting.
Is it
Yeah, I have
better
to
than
download
Asheville?
that map sometime.
Please tell me it's better than Asheville.
Can't
Oh,
be
yeah.
worse.
It's huge. It's a very, very big
No,
map.
Asheville is huge.
I know.
I feel like the points on Metalworks are a lot smaller, but the connecting areas are too big.
I think it won't be too bad. Seems kind of fun.
All right, well, we need to get this underway, so any closing comments from anyone in the Mumble? Let me
Not really.
I'll just
Shout
insert.
out to Matt. Nosferatu. We love you.
All right, well,
GG's.
I thank you guys all for playing. Oh, are you got anything, Bill?
I was gonna say everyone in Open should be scared of playing us.
The modesty
We're coming
is
for
overwhelming.
you.
Now, if you're going to do something like that, Bill, you have to be, oh yeah, what you going to do when the Bill Lesnar comes for you?
What?
Like, you know, you got to at least be intimidating.
Ooh.
That's what we have you for, Sud.
Well, thank you. So, yes, I've been Sud. Anthol here. Say goodbye, Anthol.
Goodbye, Anthol.
And that's a wrap. Have a good one, guys.